But
Okay.
I just want to stay here. So you agree that the sun turned to darkness didn't happen yet, correct?
Correct.
All right. So I say the same thing. But
Yep.
we agree based on explicitly Peter explaining what was presently happening with that outpouring. He was saying this is the outpouring Joel spoke of. So we agree that it began at Pentecost, correct?
Yes. Yeah, I would say it did.
Okay. So we agree it began at
Obviously,
Pentecost.
it started then. It didn't start before Pentecost.
Oh,
Joel
okay.
prophesied the coming of the Spirit, and that
Right.
happened on the day of Pentecost.
Exactly. And then we see it as going on in the book of Acts. We see other people other than the apostles, Agabus twice in the book of Acts prophesying, the mention of Philip's daughters who prophesy, and then a command, not a temporal exhortation, but a command in 1 Corinthians 14 to earnestly desire the gifts, especially prophecy. And then later in the chapter, Paul's saying, when you come together for your meetings, this is what they should look like. One speaks in a tongue, one interprets, one prophesies, one has a hymn, one has a teaching. So it started then. We agree with that. Paul says it's normative and exhorts us to pursue it. So why aren't you pursuing it?
Because I don't believe that those gifts have continued in the same function that they did in the New Testament. As I said at the beginning, I would expect as a cessationist that there would be commands given to people in the first century regarding those gifts, which by nature need to be temporary if they're fulfilling the purpose that I believe Scripture says that they fulfill, to attest to, in signs and wonders, the apostolic ministry and their authority.
But you just put that interpretation on. Prophecy here was not to attest to the apostolic ministry and miracles.
It was a revelatory gift. Yeah, it was a revelatory gift.
But okay, it was a revelatory gift that continues.
Do I need revelation today, or do I have an all-sufficient word?
Of course you need revelation today. You have the Bible, but of course you need revelation. Just like
I need something outside of Scripture.
Of course, when you're seeking the will of God, when you're asking Him for wisdom on a situation, when you don't know, you're ministering in a critical life and death situation, and you ask God, give me wisdom, show me what's going on in this person's life, help me to get to the heart and root of this. Lord, I've got a major decision. Are we to sell our possessions and go on the mission field, or are we to work with the poor in this city? What are you saying? That kind of revelation, of course, just like in Acts, the 16th chapter, they're going to go one place. The Spirit of Jesus says no. They're going to go another place. No. Then Paul gets a dream that's not adding or taking away from Scripture. But again, the point is, we agree that it started at Pentecost. We agree that Paul tells me, I'm a believer. I'm reading the Bible today, and he says, earnestly desire the gifts, especially prophecy. So I'm going to do that. Are you telling me I shouldn't do what Paul wrote?
I'm saying that command, I think, that to earnestly desire that gift, which is operating in the first century, was time specific. Yes. Now, if we're talking about by prophecy, if you want to say that by prophecy, what we mean is the proclamation of what has already been revealed in Scripture, then I think we should pursue that. We should desire that. I don't think that I should be desiring or pursuing a revelatory gift. I don't believe that the revelation is going on today, that I don't believe that people are speaking authoritatively, inerrant, and infallibly. As I said at the beginning, I do believe that the Spirit of God gives us wisdom, gives us insights, open our eyes, encourages us, helps us to see things that are going on, inclines our hearts, all kinds of different ways. I don't call that revelation.